Right, morning. Yesterday I was talking about, over the last few days I've been talking about things like maps and how we can confuse things like, this is obviously a metaphor, maps for the territory itself. Today I mentioned about the fact that language is, music is linguistic, not mathematical. And you often hear people make statements about music is mathematical, and I sort of refuted that. Anyway, the idea of linguistics and music being very, very similar, that actually music is a form of language. And this is one of the things I think we sort of miss we miss out quite a lot when we teach, or when we actually try to become musicians. So if you think about the blues and how certain people play, they're instantly recognisable in sound. Somebody like B.B. King's playing, Hendrix, Jeff Beck, their guitar playing is as recognisable as somebody's voice. And I was sort of interested in this because you can take that metaphor further and further by, the syntax of their playing, all the subtleties in the dynamics, which really, of course, is how language works. If you think about, if you put the stress in the wrong point in a word or in a sentence, it can mean completely different things. And that's true with music. Now, of course, you can't teach that very well, apart from teaching people to listen. Because when I started playing, the only way you could get to teach yourself anything like that was to buy the record and work it out by sound. Whereas, of course, a lot of this is lost in the way that you could just buy the tab books for contemporary music now, without having to develop your ear to that level. And of course, we're back to this concept that the book is more like a map. So this is sort of an important consideration that you should, when you're working and you're trying to work things out by other people or learn from somebody else's playing, you really need to go back to the source material, which is the recording. Obviously, prior to that, people would have sat around listening to people playing and then learn from them directly. So this is, as I say, an important point that we need to consider, because without getting the linguistics right, it won't sound like music. A number of years ago, when I was planning on setting up Blues Camp, I attended Jamie Aebersold's jazz course to see how he did it. Here we go, it's one of the delights of Sussex. Somebody who wants to get to hell quicker than everybody else. And I think he might be, actually. So, Jamie Aebersold, of course, in London. And there was a guitar player there who took the guitar groups, a guy called Corey Christensen. And Corey came up with this great thing about jazz. He said, I can't speak German, he said, but I can speak a lot of words that sound like German. But of course I've got some friends who are German, But if I do that to them, they don't know what I'm saying. He said, and jazz is like that. So he said, you know, you can play a lot of things that sound like jazz, but they're not. And I thought that sort of sums up really what I'm saying today. You know, if you're going to speak the language, go to the source material, play like they do, and build your phrases from that. And of course that's exactly what all the great players did anyway. So I'm not really telling you anything new, but maybe I'm sort of re-emphasising an aspect that's sort of been lost in the mix somewhere. Okay, I'll speak to you soon.